Hey. I was just gonna kind of like leave Tuula hanging out there, just like see if she would like do anything.
No.
He's joking. Well,
I'm not a native speaker.
welcome, welcome guys. School of AR here, but doing something a little different today. I thought maybe we could get together the end of every month, maybe every other month, depending on you know, how much actually happens in Pokemon Go. Just to get together and kind of talk about the game, talk about personal projects we're working on, talk about anything and everything that's related to Pokemon, and or just hang out. I mean, we're all. I'm gonna use the word friends, even though it's like those weird internet friends that like you feel really close to, but then if someone like asks you like who you invite over to a party, it's like no, I would never invite Steve to my house. That's
Cheers, bro.
I
Cheers.
jest, but really we've all gotten to know each other pretty well, and it's great, especially during these pandemic times, which I'll use an excuse at the end of time to call these people here to just really get a little human interaction, because a lot. I mean, we all talk. I mean, I whether it's in our group message or DMing people or just commenting on each other's photos, we stay in touch, but we don't get a lot of this immediate say something. I think it's called a conversation. I don't know. It's been like a year. A conversation. So that's what this is gonna be more like. We're gonna be streaming them when we can live, which I didn't tweet anything out because I'm a terrible person besides what Bobby did. And we'll be recording them, putting them either up on YouTube as videos or maybe just audio. But yeah, this is the first one, so we're just gonna kind of play it by ear. Also, Tuula, we never talked about sharing pictures, so that's all on you.
We did, but that was King of Shinies thing.
Well, he's
not here.
Anyway, so for starters, welcome. The people I got joining me today, obviously Tuula The Cat, if you're watching this live. When we also got PKMNSnaps to my right, if you're watching this, and below we got Johnny and Steve, Pokemon Go LDNAR, and johnysntpogopics. How you guys doing today?
Good.
Great.
Response is good. We're off to a great start. Happy Pokemon Day, everyone.
Happy Pokemon Day.
25 years of Pokemon under who's been here since the beginning? Like, obviously not
I
the
can't
Japanese
raise my
release,
hand.
maybe, but whenever it started in your country beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yep.
that's great. So obviously all huge Pokemon fans. I think we've all probably also been playing Pokemon Go since summer of 2016.
Yep.
So
Day one,
I think we all got it. So yeah, so recently, I think the first thing I'd like to kick off, Pokemon Go, though receiving, tons of hate online all the time from the Pokemon community, somehow billion-dollar company success story. What year is it? 2021. 5 years later, still going strong, breaking all kinds of income records, pushing out so much content. So regardless of whether it be a majority, minority, somewhere in the middle of naysayers to Niantic, have clearly made something special. My first question to you guys, this thing to talk about is, have they recently, since I would say like maybe last November, been pushing too much new content in the form of just the onslaught of events? I think I was reading a tweet thread, I couldn't tell you who it's under, but someone said, and this isn't fact checked, but we've gone almost a year without having a full week of non-events in the game.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I actually really lost track of the current events. I can't remember what was supposed to happen this weekend. It's just.
Oh, I mean, you're not wrong.
This weekend, right?
There's a Pokemon. There's a calendar that someone made, like a live fed calendar, like in the Google Calendar look, where it's like different color coded, and it's an absolute mess now. Like
Zoe, I think it's Zoe 2 dots that does that.
Yeah, Zoe has one. It's incredible. Like the amount of stuff there is to do. Is it too much? That's my question.
I don't think so. I honestly don't, and I don't think so because I don't think that everyone has to do everything. And I know some people want to do everything, but I think the idea that no matter what, you pick up the game and there's something happening is nice. And I mean, I play a lot. I play all the time. I try to play every event. And yeah, I do get a little burnt out here or there leading up to the Kanto tour with all those weeks of, Unova, Sinnoh. It got, I think it was Hoenn and Johto. Maybe it was Sinnoh and Hoenn. I didn't really like the spawns that much. I didn't think there was enough diversity in the spawns. And so I got a little bit burnt out on those, which is fine. Then I didn't focus as much on that. I could focus on other parts of the game or put the game down and do something else, which I don't know if that's what the Niantic doesn't want that, but I think it's nice to be able to know that you can jump on and there's something happening in the game. And so I don't think that the events being back to back and everything are too much, unless you really are someone who wants to just do everything all the time. Then maybe if you get a little burnt out, but being able to pick it up and just have something going on is kind of nice.
Yeah, I partly agree with that. I mean, it's always the same issue with these events because it's not so much about catching the actual new event Pokemon, but doing raids, hatching eggs, now even PvP exclusives or Pokemon that get released through Go Battle League first and then drop in the wild later. And it's just hard, especially in this situation right now, because you can't just hatch that many eggs, or remote raid passes are expensive and all that stuff. And I know they try to do as much as they can in that. But yeah, it's just, I'm not sure if I like where this is going.
I do agree with that point with the like hatching and raiding and things. I think this week's event kind of hits on that, because I know a lot of people who played on last Saturday for the Kanto Tour Day, didn't complete the collection challenges yet, and then they had this week to complete that. But a lot of people that I saw were having trouble with like Bellsprout and Oddish evolutions. And so if you had red version, you had Oddish spawning on Saturday, and if you had green, you had Bellsprout. So I was seeing issues with like the opposite, right? So someone who had red version still needs to evolve Bellsprout to Victory Bell, and they were hoping to be able to do that this week. And then they came out and were like, oh, well, Bellsprout's only hatching in 5K eggs, right? Like they're not in the wild. And so it's like, well, you give us a week to do this, but all of a sudden we have to raid, hatch eggs, and catch things in the wild and trade in order to complete this. Why can't it just be available all around, right? So like having to do multiple things, especially during the pandemic where some people are locked down, some people can't go around, and having to do things like raid and hatch exclusively to get specific things rather than just have everything available to everyone is a little bit of a bummer, because it's like that exclusivity is, I get why they're doing it, but for something as simple as like Bellsprout or Oddish, who have been out for 5 years, like why do they need to be behind 5K eggs when people are trying to get those like collections done for their badges and things like that? So I do think like the variety of what happens within an event, while it can be great because you can do a bunch of different things, if you're trying to complete stuff, it's a bit tough to make things exclusive to things like hatching eggs or raiding, when some people can only remote raid right now. And like you said, it's expensive, you know, $1 a raid pass adds up. I know it adds up.
Yeah.
Do
Definitely.
you think something like that is just, I mean, you know, every once in a while you gotta throw it into the mistake category where it's just like an oversight. They were just like you said, these things have been out for so long. It's like, because I mean, I played with someone, they threw me a Bellsprout, and I had, I don't know, 5,000 Bellsprout candies. Like, I just evolved it. Like, it's not a big deal. But do you think they were just like, oh, that's what will happen, and just didn't take into consideration people that just might not have the what is it, 125 candies sitting there ready to go?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I was the same as you, right? I like, after the event was over, I went home, I evolved everything and completed my collections, was like, oh, sweet, all good, done. And then I started having conversations with some friends who just don't play as much as I do, or haven't been around for 5 years. And, you know, this specific to Bellsprout, like they don't really spawn that much, at least in where I live. And so people are like, I don't see them. I have like 12 Bellsprout candy, you know, and I was fine with mine, but other people, you know, just maybe it was an oversight, but just keeping, I don't know. I think that it would have been okay to just put the base Pokemon in the wild that were Kanto Pokemon. I don't think that we needed to have 7 or 8 of them only hatching from 5-kilometer eggs. So I think it was a bit of a mistake, but
we definitely didn't need 70% of the weekly spawns being Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. Like, I mean, the spawns were there. Like, the spawn points are there. Like you said, why not just let every Kanto Pokemon be spawning, even if it was a little on the rarer side? Like,
I remember that during the event, we had tasks from Pokestops where you could get candy for some of these Pokemon. But again, in the current situation, not everyone can just go somewhere where he has enough Pokestops to get these tasks and then get the candy. That's just
and we were also doing so much that day. Like, I looked at those tasks, I was like, I ain't wasting my time with that task. Like, there's just so much else to do today. Like, you gotta check
probably everyone was hoarding winner rate. Well, Hatch 3x, Hatch 3x.
Right.
The one we wanted was Hatch 3x.
Even once I cleared my city of Snorlax, I still didn't do that, because between the time it takes to click on the stop, ignore the new NPC because it popped up every time, and then it's just like, I'm not going back now and collecting tasks that I've already checked. Like, I'm remote raiding, shiny checking. That was a big day. That, I mean, I think pretty obvious. Most people felt like that should have been the whole weekend. Maybe 2 6 hours instead of 1 12-hour. Just something to break it up.
Yeah, it was intense.
Something, or like, because at least you would have known what you got out of day 1 and been like, oh, maybe I should, you know, I should snag those Bellsprout tomorrow because, you know, I didn't get anywhere close to how much I needed today. Or it's like, I'm 50 shy. I'll pick up 2 Bellsprout tasks tomorrow. Knock it out.
Yeah, but the Kanto Tour was different than a regular Go Fest, for example. They had even without the evolutions, they did have more base Pokemon than a normal Go Fest.
Sure.
So they did need more hours, and to give people the chance to catch them if they missed the first Pallet Town hour, Pewter City Town hour, that all. So 12 hours is a bit of a stretch for an event, but I do get it. And I don't know if they could do it a few hours the next day. But I'm in a town with not that many stops and gyms comparing to a big city. I didn't get many issues, even though I am in a lockdown now. I did manage to get out and play a bit. I did play the whole time. only stopped for lunch, and even then the phone was charging, and I was playing, even if I didn't need it, the particular shiny Pokemon that was spawning, or I did need to grind to finish the collection. But it's not the same for everyone.
Considering that we're in the middle of a pandemic and a lot of people weren't able to go outside, what were your guys' feelings on actually the amount of spawns in that 12-hour period compared to like a normal community day? Because I know that I felt a little bit underwhelmed for saying that this was behind a paywall, and that normally on a free community day I'd actually see more spawns, although it was in a shorter time period. But I felt like the spawns, for saying that most people were at home, maybe weren't that deserving of the paywall that they put behind it. What do you think?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Especially I think most of the new released Chinese almost weren't spawning at all. The only exception was Hitmonchan. Hitmonlee was really rare here in my area, and
Same.
I can't even remember for sure, but I saw like maybe 10 sparrow that whole day. Maybe that's just that's absolutely ridiculous, because they were the shinies they promoted for this event. So I would have expected that it would be just a little bit more like something like Safari Zone or Go Fest, where you get at least some of the new shinies that are released. I mean, Sparrow isn't meta relevant or anything useful. It's just it's just the loser compared to Pidgey. So why can't they just increase the spawns for Sparrow and give people actual chances to get this shiny, or the same for Paras?
Yeah, during Peloton hour, I basically saw the starters. Very few Zubat, very few Spearow. I did see Weedle a lot, even more than Caterpie. I don't remember if they had the version separation like the others.
No,
I don't think so.
Because on the original games, they weren't separated, but they did spawn more depending on the version you had. And I had green version, and I saw way more Weedle than Caterpie.
I had red, and I saw way more Weedle than Caterpie. Yeah, it was the same between both.
For each hour, there were a handful more of Pokemon spawning than some other. For Pewter City, the same happened. For some reason, I didn't see a lot of Jigglypuff. Not that I needed, but comparing to Rhyhorn, Geodude, Diglett, and Onix, they spawned way less. Even Paris, I think, spawned a little more than Jigglypuff. Not that it was anything crazy.
I remember I didn't get a Jigglypuff during the first playthrough, so I had to wait till
the
second one.
Yeah, I think Jigglypuff was at the end of my first one as well. Like it was like the last of the 10 or whatever for that one. Yeah. I do wonder if, because you know how they're doing seasons right now, and the season of Celebration, Weedle is one of. They basically cut the Pokemon spawns into fourths, right? So like we basically can see that with this season that's happening right now, like there is no Zigzagoon spawning, but there's Sentret spawning everywhere, right? Or like there's Weedle, but there's no Caterpie. At least where I am, there's no Caterpie spawning at all. When it's not this week, there's no Caterpie spawning. It's just Weedle. And I'm assuming Caterpie will be in the next season or whatever. And I wonder if that played into it a little bit, like if there was something kind of hanging over with that. So like right now it's the season where Weedle is appearing and Caterpie isn't. And I know that it's like different because they had this paid event, but I wonder if that somehow like, however that works,
the underlying spawn table was already there, and then the boost from the Kanto Tour just boosts the underlying spawn table.
Right. Because I mean, we've seen that with when there's like events on top of events, and things are spawning there's like odd spawns or something happening more than it should, and I just wonder if maybe that kind of crept into
like spotlight hours over events versus spotlight hours
Yeah.
when there's no events.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we would have to ask Pelo if he noticed something, because since the 5 of us are in the northern hemisphere, it's the
Yeah.
same for
Yeah.
us. Maybe
Mm,
maybe Pelo didn't see that much Weedle
Yeah.
maybe,
as us.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
Might
it was
be.
definitely an interesting event. I agree to one of Bobby's earlier points where the buildup was cool, like going through all the generations, but it was just so much by the end. Like, it was just like, and then as speaking as someone who definitely qualifies himself as the grinder player, like I played every day except for the 1 week that Aaron was, for whatever reason, the shiny. Like, it was
Hoenn
basically
week,
5 weeks of playing all of my free time into a 12-hour day. And I can tell you, and I got people that can back me up. Sunday, I just nothing. I did nothing on Sunday. I took Monday off work because I knew, like, I still wasn't, like, I had to do everything I normally do on my Sundays on Monday because I was done. I was burnt. Like, I was burnt to a crisp. I don't think I've ever been that fried playing Pokemon Go before. Even I felt better after going to Chicago than I did after this weekend. Like,
Oh, really?
with the jet lag and the flying, I was feeling way better than it was just so much. And and that's, I guess that's the overarching point as from the grinder aspect. I think the events are getting borderline just way too much. Like, people made a joke like, when we don't have an event, it's an event because you only have like 4 days of catching normal spawns, which the normal spawns are now like, I have people who don't play as much as me, or maybe any of us, like, in just like, because we're all part of multiple discords, but I'm part of just like the Charlotte Discord. And even though it's a big city and we have tons of spawns, I still see people like, has anyone seen a winter deerling? And I'm like, yeah, I like massacre like 1,000 of them. But the people that are just like, if especially if you're one of the people that only play events, like or you mostly play on events because that's when the game tries to suck you into playing, probably haven't wandered across a winter dealing because they're always getting overlapped by event spawns.
I've only seen 2 winter deerling, and I do play a lot of, but anytime there's not an event, I'm like, let me throw on incense for an entire day so that I can try to get like something, because I'm home a lot right now, and I don't really go outside too often or go around. So, it's like I use incense a lot for how I play at this point. And when there's not an event, yeah, I'm like throwing incense on all day or all night so I can like get some Kalos spawns, get some normal spawns that just aren't happening during these events.
All day, all night. It's like ends at 10, next event starts at 8 the next day. You better.
Right, that was like last weekend, right? Last Saturday night, it was like it ended at that time, and then it was like, okay, I've got till 10 a.m. tomorrow before I get all Kanto again. Cool.
Which was weird. That was. I mean, that's just a whole coding issue like that. Like, why was there a dead couple hours? But
right.
You don't need to talk about that. Well, how does that tie into you guys, like, from a creative aspect? Like, I'm really bad at this, and people point this out to me all the time. Like, when I'm scrolling through Instagram on like community day or like a spotlight hour day or something, and it's just like, so just pick a Pokemon, like what, so Fletchling's coming up. When you open Instagram on community day, you just see Fletchling or maybe an evolution, and that's just all the pictures you see from the AR community. It's like, and then you'll see like my Jigglypuff, because like I just so like behind on like. And I'll be out and be like, oh man, I caught this shiny like 4 months ago, and I still haven't got a picture taken of it. And it's just like, it's a combination between also not really caring about keeping up with events, but it's like I don't try to tie in my content to the stuff, but a lot of people do. And like for those people, like basically saying this doesn't really affect me with events, but a lot of people try to make content that goes along with what's happening in the game. and that's got to be exhausting for you guys because I mean it's not me, but like especially and not just like AR photographers, but like the people who make all these infographics and stuff. Like, I mean, you go to sleep and you wake up and they're just like, "Hey, here's 3 new blog posts," and you're like, "Oh, I just made 3 infographics. I just did it. I don't want to make more."
Yeah.
But do any of you guys ever feel that when you like? Do any of you try to keep up in that sense? And like, do you have any suggestions or ways you keep track of all that?
I used to keep up with community posts, stuff like that, but I think about a year ago I was just like, yeah, enough's enough. And now I'm just to say I either completely ignore the day and just concentrate on playing, or I just post the Jigglypuff like you. Like, I'm just like, yeah, that's all, yeah. There was already enough fletchling there. Here, have this one. Like,
Yeah.
As you have a Talonflame as your background with the next community day
I
being
know.
fletchling.
I'm saving this post.
I didn't think that through.
But yeah, I was doing like Steve. I would try and post the new Pokemon feature, the new shiny, but it just, yeah, like you say, Hex, it's just that the whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've posted enough pictures sometimes of that Pokemon, of the Pokemon being featured. Like I've seen a lot of fletching pics even before it was announced. It's a popular Pokemon, even the evolution line.
Mhm.
So I don't think people can just going to do more or less the same pics, but with the shiny version, basically.
Yeah.
It depends. If it were a new Pokemon and getting a new shiny all right from the start, that's one thing. But since it's already been out, it was featured with the Kalos celebration when Kalos Pokemon first came, and it still from time to time pops up and people post it, even with the Fab Fun challenge that was going on. It appeared in the fire types and the flying types.
Mm.
So yeah, my advice for maybe starting AR photographers, yeah, do it. It's a fun way to interact with the community because people will always go to see who caught the most shinies, who got a good IV shiny for PvP maybe, a Shundo. People will always go look and give some love to that. But for maybe for us that are here for a year or 2 or 3, yeah, maybe pick and choose which one you like more. Or even if you do get that Shundo, maybe do a post to celebrate that. Hi, King.
Yeah. Hi,
It
King's
just
bed.
awkward.
Yeah, I definitely use like the IVs and stuff. I usually flex that stuff in my stories. I don't really post about them.
Yeah, for the stories.
Yeah, like
not a post.
Like I'll just flex it now. Like I got the Snorlax yesterday. Like just straight. I mean, I don't even, maybe like 150 to close to 200 quests since Monday, across 4 accounts, to be clear.
Yeah, you're lucky. I got 10 quests.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm a fortunate player. I play, I work and live. I work in the city. I live only 4 minutes from the city. I am in no denial of myself being a special snowflake in the overarching Pokemon community. That I have this advantage, and my city has like a map scanner that someone runs, so like I don't have to like spin 300 Pokestops. I just know where the Snorlax quests are. So
yeah, I do that with a couple of friends only. If one of us finds a good quest, like the Spanda quest or or in this case the Snorlax quest, we say it. But other than that, every man for himself.
But I can already tell you now that Snorlax ain't seeing a post for at least a week. Like there's just no way. Like there's no way I'm gonna bring myself to one, take the picture, and two, probably maybe do something else with it. And it's like by the time I get all that sorted out, it's like, so if this was like a community day, like, or like if I had happened to have even got, maybe if I got it like on Kanto Day, maybe I would have like stopped to take the picture just because it's like day one. But if you don't get it day one, like, and
But it's during the event.
I was reading some chat over there. Pogo Ash said that they never seem to find time to photograph during an event, and I am 100% on board with that too. Because,
Yep.
I mean, even if it's a community day and we're 5 hours in and I have 30 some shinies and I already got everything, it's like you just keep playing, you just keep grinding. I'm not gonna stop. You already did it for 5 hours. I'm not gonna stop and take pictures now. I'm gonna take advantage of whatever double XP dust or whatever and keep looking for the Shundo or keep looking for the rank 1. It's really hard to break away from that to do AR during events. And that's bad, I guess, to say as someone who's like wants to be an AR photographer first and a player second, but like sometimes that's just how it is.
I love seeing the social media feed again. Like it was so nice to see that again because the last time they did that was during a Go Fest, so it was nice to see that back in the game.
Oh hey!
I think they should keep that in the game.
Oh, how's it going,
Yep.
King? Nice to you. Everyone, King of Shinies has now joined us. In case you were not watching and just listening, some random voice just joined.
So we just got a question in chat.
Well,
Do we think it's possible to be hardcore grinder and post photos regularly? So basically, what Hex is doing, I think he's the most grinder of us all. So yeah, I'm also playing a lot, but I'm not that much of a hardcore grinder like Hex, but
it can be done.
It can be done.
King is also in that boat with me, though he does post a lot of more digital edits, so it's a little easier because he doesn't have to go out and get like that picture every day.
Agree.
The only reason I can say I'm still doing it in pandemic times is because I'm a lucky essential employee and I still go to work every day. So I have a 7-block walk to work from my parking garage through the city. So like I also have an hour lunch break that I usually go out and do a lap of the city. So I have the time and I can find the time and I can like make myself I easily get enough to make 3 or 4 posts, and I could even push myself to do 7 posts a week if I really wanted to. If I had enough creative ideas to think I could do it, I do. Like, I mean, just the other week when I did like the city stuff, I posted every day for almost a week and a half. Just because I got that we get that bug, we get like that idea we want to do something, and then like all of a sudden you can go from one day grinding and playing and being like, I'll stop and take a picture of the shiny I got the other day, and so I have something to post next week. And then there's days where it's like everything is inspiration. Like you walk outside and it's just like picture here, walk a couple blocks, picture there. Everything is coming together. But yes, it's definitely. I mean, it's just like anything in life. You get what you put in, and if you go out with the mindset of being a grinder and you want to take pictures, you definitely can. It sucks for those people in lockdown, and it's really sad. Like I hate it. I mean, it's a double-edged sword here. I've never had to go into full lockdown, but also America's rates of COVID suck. So like, it's a double-edged sword. But like when Steve tells me like he can't leave his apartment, I'm just like,
yeah,
I don't know what I would do. would have to break and pull up, I guess, be like Bobby and just like be running 24-hour incense. Though I will say I hate running incense at my house. It is the worst. I will be like, okay, 2 spawns and what's on television? It's been 30 minutes and I haven't checked a single thing. It's great.
Yeah, that's typically what happens to me. Like I have to actually like put my phone down, have it plugged in next to me, and then like use a different device so I don't ever close the app on my phone, so I don't forget to go back and check later, you know? So most times it's like I miss like 20 or 30 minutes of an incense and I'm like, it's a waste, but
Yeah.
it happens.
Especially like now when the incense is best used for Spiro, when there's only like 6 per hour and you're like, how many did I just miss?
Yeah.
Did I just miss half of my Spiros?
I did get a shiny Spiro this week though. I was very happy about that. So
Oh, wow.
that was exciting to get. So
At least
I got
someone
my one.
did.
I got it on tour day though.
nice.
From the account that wasn't playing tour day, go figure. The one that didn't shell out $12 got the shiny. So yeah, so we beat that. Did anyone else got anything to say? Oh look, it's Ash.
Yeah,
Photoshop
Ash.
edit, boom, done. Yep. Just keep rolling that content out.
Also,
Wow.
I just wanted to say, you mentioned, Johnny, you found 10 Snorlax tasks or something like that this week.
Yeah, since Monday.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe one or
Okay.
two a day.
Okay.
Jeez.
I found one.
Oh, God.
I didn't play a
Yikes.
lot this week because I had a lot of other stuff on my mind, but
I mean,
I have 3 stops at home, and I check them every day with and without AR mapping task to make sure. And I have some regular meetings each week where I just walk for a while and at least check 20 to 30 stops on the way and one task. And I'm living in a city.
they're rare.
Wow.
The first Monday I did.
Crazy.
Our scanner was down Monday because the server's in Texas and that ice storm came through the country.
Mhm.
So I manually checked all 300 stops in the city. I found one winter raid test. I think I shared this in one of the Discord, in one of the group chats. I finally found 2 winter raid tasks, and on my way home, I just happened to hit the stoplight. I spun another stop, and that's when I got the event one, and that's when I realized it's actually 2 different tasks. And the 2 tasks I've been carrying around with me all day were Dratini and not going to be a Snorlax anyway.
Yeah,
So
that was a
after that
bummer to
first day, I
see.
was like, this is going to be impossible. Like, there's just, if that's it, if it's 1 for 300, and then it was just a bad roll, just bad RNG. The rest of the time, it's been like 6-ish in the city, which is still not great for 300 stops, but
Yeah.
it's doable if you know where they are, I suppose. Anyway, on to PvP. The rest of these will not be 40-minute conversations, probably. So PvP.
We always say that.
GBL, yeah, I know. I always say that. I always say we got like no content, and then we end up talking for an hour. Season 6 for GBL just came to a close last Monday. We've been having a Kanto Cup since then. Season 6 brought with it the first 8-week season, right? 8 weeks? 7 weeks? Something like that.
Yeah,
And it went through
8 weeks.
Great
2 for
Ultra
each,
Master, and then a week, and
altogether.
then Great Ultra Master, and I think another week. It's 7 or 8 weeks. Either way, it's basically double what we've had before.
No.
Well, for starters, who PvPs regularly?
I did, but then I got
I know you
cured
did.
with it, and I gave up.
You got your dumb Pika Libre and quit like a quitter.
Yeah.
No.
I
Just stick with it.
tried to carry on, and then I just got more and more annoyed. I think someone else showed me a screenshot of how many matches they did to get to what's rank 22? What's that one called? Is it veteran?
Legends, I
Legends?
think.
No,
I think
22 is
A
expert.
veteran.
Veteran, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Someone
Veteran,
did the
expert.
same amount of matches as me, and they managed to hit veteran, and I think like I was still about 500 like points away from them, and I just realized I spent so many hours. Like it takes about 2 hours a day to do like 5 full sets, 25 matches, and to do that daily, to just go up, and then by the end of your 5 sets, you've just gone down, and you're exactly where you started. It makes you feel like you wasted your life.
Yeah, that's why I don't do the 5 sets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like,
I rarely do them.
just to know that like after all of that, let's say you manage to hit legend rank, you'll either get a shiny Pikachu or you won't. And if you don't get one, all of that effort feels like it was for nothing. If you don't have a shiny, if you don't have a Pika Libre already,
You can get it. You can get it more than once, can't you? Doesn't it at Legend? Doesn't it get added to the pool?
You get one. That's it.
I thought it was added to the pool. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's
No,
added to the
it was
pool.
just. I
But
think
then,
it
like,
is,
you got to get
but it's a
stupid
rare.
lucky. It's like
Yeah.
1 out of 25 at that point. But yeah. This. So last season, I played the whole thing, and me and King played pretty much together. We shared like all of our emotional ups and downs. And but
Well,
this
last season was the one where you just had to get the wins.
and that was the easy season. Easy season.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not a legend ranked player. Even if I played through this entire season, I don't think I would have made it. Before the new change, I was consistently a rank 9. Like I hit rank 9 every season when 10 was the max. Now, I mean, I hit veteran. And then I hit veteran like the first week into Great League again. And then I just like burnt again. Like I don't know if doubling the length of time was the answer to the question of like what would make this more fun. Because, well, for starters, I guess, I was really excited when they announced that the first half of the season was going to be regular, Great League, Ultra League, Master League. Because that, to me, meant the second half was going to be Fun Cup, and like something else. And then when they re-announced that it was just the same thing again, I was just like, oh, I don't want to play 3 more weeks, like you said, almost 2 hours a day, trying to grind a legend in just the same 3 formats. And I'm definitely down to like, I might play a set or 2 every other day. Like I still, cause like most of it comes from like just, we have a slow day at work and I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'll just pick it up and play a set, you know, whatever. Get paid to play some Pokemon. But yeah, I couldn't, and like you said, the rewards aren't worth, I don't know, 200 hours of 200 hours a season of work for a pose and a shot at Pikachu. And
when does the actual thing end? When do you need to put a star piece on to get your reward?
Next Monday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Monday, tomorrow, like the day after tomorrow. I don't know.
Tomorrow,
what
the day after tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, the new season will start Monday at
9 p.m. for me.
Whatever. I'm not even gonna say a time because it's all local time now.
Yeah.
So go to your local time. It starts and it's Monday. Yes. Which, and that's the second thing. Now we know this is even weirder. The new season's like, it's just as long. They took Master Premier away. They didn't really announce any cooler cups, in my opinion, yet. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do next season. I'm sure I'll play because the whole new season thing, I just like playing through and getting to at least, well, what is now 20. You know, before it gets too sweaty. You get a lot of Stardust. You get a lot of stuff on the way. It's fun to do if you have the time to do it. Obviously, if you just hate PvP, then just don't do it. But I mean, it's and it gives you a whole nother thing to collect. It gives you those PvP Pokemon to collect and power up and do stuff with.
I just expected them to put Pika Libre just at least 1 rank lower.
Yeah, well,
not gonna happen.
At least they realized not to gate the new Pokemon for as long as they did the first time, because Frillish is coming to the wild Monday.
Yeah, on Monday.
So
yeah,
now
but
you know whatever.
Only for the Northern Hemisphere.
Was that?
Just for the Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's just that's just the game now. I mean, everyone else will get it in 6 months when we don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
So
are they gonna? Is there been any news on whether they're gonna put the female one out or not? Because right now it's just the blue one, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, they haven't.
I don't
They
think
didn't
so.
say.
And it probably would
My
have been.
guess-
They've already did their blog post, right? With all
My
like
guess
the
they're
new
gonna.
balance changes and everything.
My guess it's they're gonna release it on International Women's Day, like they did Shiny Female Nidoran a few years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe just not put it in GBL at all. Just go straight to the wild.
But then you're going to get people complaining about the fact that why does it have to be the pink one on
Oh my gosh!
International
Well,
Women's Day?
you're never gonna please
Ah.
pleasing everybody is never, ever going to happen ever again. Which, for a quick little detour, is like probably the worst part. I was talking to my roommate the other night. We were just talking about game development in general, just making video games, because he was playing a beta of a new game, and I've always just been interested in game development. And like, if you offered me a job at Niantic today, I would turn you down. There's no way I could work and pour heart and soul and time and energy into making Pokemon Go and then going on Twitter and just having my soul destroyed.
But you can make that change.
No, you can't, because you
the person
can't
who pioneers
please
the way.
everyone. It's not humanly possible. And the weird thing about mobile gaming, the mobile gaming industry, is it's so easily accessible. People think all the games on it should be as easily accessible as the devices, and it's just impossible to make that game. Like, and someone's gonna hate me for saying this, but like, when I hear like, not rural players, like small town, but I'm talking about like rural, like middle of the sticks, I'm super sorry for you. I know that you're a 25-year-long Pokemon fan, but Pokemon Go just isn't for you. The game wasn't made for you. And complaining about it is just, it's like, I don't know, it's like, I don't have the words right now, but it's like wanting to play something. It's like, no matter how much I want to play basketball professionally, I can't. And there's no reason for me to think the NBA should change the rules so I can be good at basketball.
Yeah, I get what you mean by that, because it's just the planet is so huge. You can design a game, a job, and anything. You can use this logic for everything. You can't make something that makes everyone happy and works for everyone. That's just how the world works. I mean, in German we have a funny saying. I just
funny German expressions.
It says, "Das Leben ist kein Ponyhof," which means life isn't a ranch just full of ponies or something like that. So it's just not everything rainbow and woo.
We definitely need shirts made of all of Tuula's quotes. Like, that needs to be your Twitch merch line. But yeah, like you said, but it's just weird for the mobile gaming industry because of how accessible mobile phones are. Like, most of the time, like, when you have that thought, like, I really want to do this, but everything in my life doesn't really make it so I can do it, you just move on. You don't pick up your keyboard and go to town on Niantic Twitter posts like, whoa, you just do something else. You just go play a different game. But for some reason, like, the mobile gaming community cannot do that. They can't get through their heads that maybe this game just wasn't made for me.
Are you trying to say trolls shouldn't exist?
No, some people troll just to troll, and some people are legitimately like thinking if they message Niantic enough times, they will get 1 million Pokestops at their house in the middle of nowhere. Like, some of them are sincere, since they're sincere trolls. They're like Shrek. They mean it. Anyway, rant over. I'm sorry. It just gets me every time. Like, I don't know.
Run to tour.
Same people that like that just hate on Pokemon Snap because they just don't play Pokemon Snap. Like there's
Yeah.
so
Well,
much to do in life. Why waste your time complaining about the things you can't do and find something that you can do and enjoy?
Well, like here's the thing. So yesterday with the Pokemon Presents stuff, I really enjoyed what I saw. And afterwards, usually what I do is I will check Reddit and I will check Twitter like Discover page or whatever just to see like what everyone's saying. And every time I come away just angry because I'm just mad at like this honestly the stupidity of people or like what they're saying or like the over the top critiques that really make no sense. I mean, like it's okay to critique what you see, but it's like when there's either threats of violence or like it's just over the top, it's just really annoying to see. So yesterday after the Pokemon Presents, I didn't open Reddit. I didn't go on the Twitter Discover page. I just kept looking at my own feed of like the people that I follow. And at the end of the day, I was actually a lot happier than I typically am after these situations. And it was just like, you know, you just got to kind of stay away from it because those people aren't going to go away. Like it's too easy for everyone. Like you said, I mean, mobile phones are so accessible. It's so easy to just hop on your phone, hop on Reddit and just start saying dumb stuff. So you kind of got to stay away from it if you can. And I know a lot of people like it still comes into their life one way or another, whether they're a streamer and they're going to have people talking about it or they are even just people hitting up their comments and stuff. But I got to say, staying off Reddit on the day of a Pokemon Presents was probably the best decision that I made yesterday.
Yeah, it's just the thing was the Pokemon Direct started with this flashback from all the games and everything they produced, and I think it pretty much wraps up that Pokemon can be for almost anyone because they have such a variety of games and topics and stuff. So you always can look for your niche. What works best for you? What makes most fun for you? And then just let the others do their thing. You all love Pokemon in the end, so that should be the important part. You
Completely
support
agree.
the same company, you spend money to the same company, and it doesn't matter if you love taking pictures of these creatures, if you want them to battle, or if you want to collect cards or whatever. It's just
Exactly.
it's a
Wait, we
thing.
can still collect cards? I haven't seen one in the store in like.
Yeah, in theory.
Well, that was a nice segue into another section, unless anyone has something to backtrack and say about PvP, but I don't think this is the crowd. We're gonna see another
Only
freak
thing
out
I could
PvP
say is that
podcast.
they killed Rufflet, basically,
Yeah. Yeah, where's Rufflet? Man,
in 10Ks.
I don't need to tell. I don't even want to talk about my living shiny decks right now. It's so sadly apparent how like what's not gettable. It's bad. Like I have almost a completed living shiny decks minus one Pidove, and the other other
It can be
5
shiny.
things are full families. Like I only have one of the family at all, and it's all the things that were behind the paywalls. It's the Ferroseed, the Dino, the Rufflet. Well, Buizel was just bad luck. I'll take that one. I didn't grind hard enough. I'm sorry. I didn't get the Buizel. But yeah, that's
Well, Ferocity's coming to Southern Hemisphere now, right? Next season.
Yeah.
So we're not
Yeah.
even gonna see it for
So-
another.
and
So in
Buizel
6 months, it's yours.
yeah. I'm going to go see Payload during this season, I guess, because they're getting Buizel and Ferroseed.
Yeah.
I don't
And
think
we
we're
get-
getting.
we get Woobat.
Yeah, we get Woobat.
I already have 5.
I know. There's other people that
Scyther
don't
and
have it. And you can't
Tangela,
think that way.
all good stuff.
It's annoying. I know. See, I'm becoming the person I just said I hated. Anyway, so the Pokemon Day announcements, as we just briefly touched on, Snap 2, Diamond Pearl remakes, and Legends.
Hex?
This year, next year, and 2 years out, I believe.
You get a comment from your girlfriend.
The worst. I mean, yeah. We I guess I won't go first this time. Who wants to just impressions? Like, I'm sure we all watched it. Did anyone have strong feelings on anything they saw?
Yeah, I have some strong feelings. I really enjoyed everything I saw. We got 90-second clips of Pokemon Legends Arceus and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I will start off saying that I actually have not played Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum. I'm still trying to get my hands on a copy of Platinum so I can play it. But I am really looking forward to the remakes, and I know the artwork is definitely controversial because there's a lot of people who just really don't like what they did with it, a lot of people who do, and then also the fact that Game Freak didn't make the remakes. What was it, ILCA, I believe, is the company that's actually developing the remakes, is interesting. But I think that that's actually a really good thing, that they're branching out and giving another developer the opportunity to make these types of games so that they can focus on other things like Legends Arceus. So with the Gen 4 remakes, I am excited to see those through. I actually do like the artwork. I think it's kind of cool. It's different than previous Pokemon, like recently previous Pokemon games. So I do like that, going in a different direction there. And then for Legends Arceus, I just like the fact that they're going a different route a little bit. I kind of think when they came out with Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, and it was just Kanto, just basically a yellow remake. And everybody wanted the next one to be Let's Go Johto or whatever. I kind of like the idea where if they're revisiting regions, they do it differently per region. So it kind of like, let's go with just Kanto, right? That's a Kanto game. That's going to be that. And then that's what they did. And now we've got Legends coming, and it's Sinnoh. And I think it'd be kind of cool if they do this and it works or it doesn't. And then when they decide to do Unova or Alola or Kalos or something, like they branch out and do a different method and do a different type of game. So it's a little bit different as well. Cause Pokemon's been Pokemon for 25 years. You are a kid, you go out and catch some Pokemon, you battle Team Rocket or the other villains, and you become the Pokemon League champion. And it's as fun as it is the same story like every time, right? And so to change the mechanics a little bit, I think is bold, because people do love these games as they are, but I think it's a way to get a little bit of variety and some diversity in the Pokemon universe, which I'm really looking forward to.
Bless you, Steve.
Thank you.
Yeah, I completely agree. I haven't really played any of the sort of games on Switch or anything like that. Like the last game that I played on a console was Pokemon Ruby. That was a Game Boy Advance. And then the thing after that was Pokemon Go. And obviously, I think what I really enjoy about Pokemon Go is the fact that it's all the Pokemon, everything slowly being released into one game. So for me, like I'm sort of excited for the ways that when the games are released, the sort of co-event that happens in Pokemon Go at the same time. So for me, that's the sort of exciting point. And hopefully getting like my partner's got a Switch, so eventually getting one of those games on the Switch and then probably taking it away from her and then keeping it for myself.
Yeah, I didn't know how to react when I saw the Sinnoh remakes. I did love Legends Arceus. I still haven't played Breath of the Wild, but I've seen a lot of gameplay and immediately saw loads of similarities. But I wasn't expecting that graphic and that chibi look for the remake, because every other remake was a step up, and this one isn't a step up apparently, and or at least what they showed us. I didn't see any big improvements. The story appeared to be the same, because on the other remakes we had something different, a better post game, something different within the game. For Fire Red and Leaf Green, we got the Gen 3 mechanics introduced. For the for Heart Gold and Soul Silver, we got a Pokemon following us. I think we got Pokemon Olympics also, and that step counter. For Auras, we got to be able to fly on the Latios, on the Mega Latios, and the graphics were hugely improved from the original. And in this one, apparently, the bonus is Legend Arceus, a different game. So I'll probably still buy a copy. So it's that rant that most people do. They ran on about the games. That's not what we wanted, but they still end up buying a game.
It did say at the bottom that it's not the final sort of gameplay footage. Like they're still developing it, so they might still improve it.
Yeah, we didn't see anything concrete. We didn't even see a gym battle, any gym leaders. No contests? That kind of bums me out.
We did, however, see, which is kind of cool, is I saw a tweet about this, but I guess there's an NPC who was only in Platinum. It wasn't in Diamond and Pearl in the originals. And that NPC they showed that NPC in the trailer for the remakes of Diamond and Pearl. So if nothing else, it sounds like at least it may take the dynamics of what Platinum had versus like what the original Diamond and Pearl had. Because I know Platinum did have some extra stuff that Diamond and Pearl didn't. But I mean, there's so much more they can show us. I mean, we got 90 seconds, right? There's like, they could have a whole lot more that they're going to give us. They're just give us that brief touch. But yeah, I guess it isn't. I did expect when the remakes came out, I thought maybe they would be like Sword and Shield type, a Sword and Shield type look, and it didn't have that. So I see what you're saying there for sure.
But for Legends Arceus, yeah, I think that's where everyone was hyped, because because it was something new. It was the next step for Pokemon games, like when we got the 3DS, the Nintendo Switch, and this is another step up. I think people will go mad about it, but in an hour, everyone was complaining. So we just got it. So this is just a Pokédex game. You don't fight against anyone, no gym leaders, no champions. Everyone was complaining because it wasn't the original recipe that everyone's tired of. So
yeah, but then again, I personally really like the idea of this new game, because it isn't just here, it's your birthday, get a Pokemon, now defeat all the gym leaders and do all the stuff you did all those 25 years. It's just really, I haven't played all the games in the past because I stopped after Emerald and Fire Red, and then came back for Pokemon Go and just played Ultra Sun. But I think it's the first game where we see the past from the Pokemon universe. So I was so hyped. I mean, it's really a detail thing, but the first thing I noticed in this trailer was that the Pokeball is clearly made of wood, and it has this metallic clip thing. And it's just so, it's not this high-tech world we know with this Pokemon in the Pokédex flying around and stuff. It's just, we don't even know if they have electricity or anything, or how does all this work. And that's something that hypes me for this game, because it's a look into the past and how did they do all this without the technology they have in the games we know. That's just, totally new.
Because we never get a physical from a physics point of view explanation on how the Pokeball really works.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And the only time we've seen an ancient Pokeball actually work, not a stone or a magical one, was in the Celebi movie when Sammy called out his Charmeleon. That's the only time we've seen an ancient Pokeball, and it kind of resembles this one.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone immediately recalls that scene, because
not sure how much of that movie I saw. So.
but yeah, I also enjoyed that nod to ancient Pokeballs, because they do have to go through time like everything else. I saw a post showing all other different Pokeballs shown. There was one in the first gen where Ash finds a giant Gengar and a giant Alakazam, and they see where Alakazam is trapped. That's a kind of Pokeball that's used. Don't know if anyone remembers that episode. First gen, training for the Pokemon League. No?
I think you remember a lot more details than we.
Yeah.
Come on. Most of you are younger than me. Come on.
The animes are one thing I have not gone back and rewatched many times.
Yeah.
Or not in my
Me
adult
neither.
life.
Yeah, but this is a kind of a different episode. A giant Gengar, a giant Alakazam, a giant Jigglypuff. Nothing.
No.
No, I do not remember this episode.
It's after after Ash has all 8 gym badges, and it's those filler for for training for the Pokemon League. It's on the way to the Indigo Plateau.
Okay.
There's another one in the third gen where there's a giant Claydol, and there's a giant rock Pokeball that they have to trap it in. There was also one in the Battle Frontier arc where Ash gets possessed by an evil spirit, and that evil spirit was inside a Pokeball, a stone Pokeball as well. I think that's the only time we see ancient Pokeballs. So
They used to throw rocks at them.
Yeah. You did too in the Safari Zone.
Yep.
True.
But yeah, that ancient, a look into the past, how people used to catch Pokemon. We've never seen go that back in time. We've seen maybe flashes from when older characters were young, but it's the same mechanics. It's the same type of Pokeballs. It's maybe 20 years in the past, and not maybe 200 or 500 or 1,000 years in the past. So that ancient aspect, I think that's what captivates people the most.
Then I feel like there's always going to be answers that just aren't told, and it's just things that you've got to accept. It's like, obviously, when it originally started, when you're children and you're watching Pokemon, it doesn't matter how the ball works. The kids just want to see,
it just
like,
works.
Oh wow, it got captured. It was so big, and now it's like in the tiny ball. How'd that happen? And they just, for young people, they just accept it. And then as you grow older, you might start questioning it, but it's just something you kind of grow to accept, that that's just how it works.
That's how it works.
That's how it works. It's like Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I'm the same. I was really, really hyped up, the same as Tuula, like seeing the trailer for that, and the idea of the almost like the prehistoric world, and how much they can really do with it. There's so much that they could bring to it, and so much that they could explore. It's going to be exciting to see, and I hope they make it worth their while making it.
Yeah. Also, I do you want to finish?
No, you go.
Okay. Yeah, I really like just this really short scene where you had to really sneak up on the Pokemon, because that's just something. Usually we run around in this high grass and just make them fly up or something, but this is really like the thing with the Pokemon that just would run away if they notice you. So I really like that,
So,
and I hope it will be a main part of the game to really sneak up on them and be all stealthy and then this stuff.
Assassin's Creed Pokemon style.
that's
Yeah.
literally
Yeah, the only time we
Look
got a mechanic like that, it was in Oras when we had a special spawn, and you had to sneak up
You
on
do the
it.
slow walk on it, the
Yeah,
shadow.
big.
Yeah, but
Yep.
that's an aspect that's believable. If it were to happen in the real world or in the anime, as we've seen it many times, that's why we enjoyed. I think we adults enjoy that because it's a realistic aspect of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
agree.
So as I watched the present, I mentioned this. I really liked the video. I think they put together a really good video at the beginning. It tugged all the right heartstrings. I thought it was a bit odd that since it was a Pokemon Presents and it was from the Pokemon Company, they could have literally revealed whatever they wanted tied to their IP, and we still only got three Switch games basically. Thought maybe they were saving something for today, but so far I haven't seen anything else released through their Twitter or anything. Just odd, like showing us all like the gadgets and the cards and the merch, and then like nothing. Like I thought maybe, I mean, I wasn't expecting like anything crazy. I mean, maybe just like a new card set release, like the name of the next set release, or just stuff that they would normally be announcing anyway, but just doing it today all at the same time. Maybe some new stuffed animals or clothing merch, or the new anime, maybe the new season title for an anime adventure. I don't know. It just felt really odd
Pokemon
seeing
Unite.
so much and then being like, and here's 3 Switch games. Like here's all of Pokemon that you all know and love, but this is all we care about now, almost.
Yeah.
Feeling. That being said, Snap 2 looks absolutely amazing. I have zero bad things to say about Snap 2. It looks like it's going to be really cool and have enough depth to even to be more than just a nostalgic playthrough once and be done. Like I think most of us like Snap and would pick it up just because of that, but I don't think it's going to be just another well, there's my 15 hours and I'm done. It looks like it's got depth and feel, and they've thought about putting actual game mechanics in to make it an actual game instead of just like a 15-hour rail shooter and be done with it. Diamond Pearl remakes I'm super excited about because Diamond and Pearl are the only main series games I haven't finished. 2009, I was a junior in college, and it wasn't cool to play Pokemon when you're a college junior. So I remember getting it and starting it, and then it never made it. So it fell to the wayside. So I've never, and I don't. I must have either sold the.
You let the people get to you.
Yeah, I let society get to me. I'm just a man king. I'm just a human, and peer pressure works, and alcohol and stuff. Like it's just it wasn't there. I didn't have room for my life. But yeah, I mean, I picked right back up with the next one, but I just never finished that one. And so I'm excited to replay it. I can see where people are coming from with the art style. The whole chibi effect doesn't really do it for me on the overworld. The in-battle graphics look a lot like Let's Go, which is good. I'm for that. I get that it was just an artistic decision. Like it was, do we want to make what it looked like before in better graphics because that's what the people look like. They look like squashed little people with big heads. That's what it looked like. And that's what it looks like. And then it was just an artistic decision. They could have very easily sprited in Switch or Sword and Shield people looking. I mean, it was just in the end, it was just the decision they made, and we're just gonna have to either like it or not like it, or let it grow on you, or give it a shot. But yeah. Also with that, I do wish they had announced Let's Go Johto, because though I see what you're saying about wanting to do a different gen with different mechanics, I think I've gone back multiple times to replay like the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance games, and I just can't, because I just can't bring myself to look at that dated graphics for 36 to 40 hours, whatever a playthrough takes now. And I usually end up like starting and being like, oh yeah, nostalgia, and then like, you know, 2 gyms later I'm like, I don't pick it back up.
Same
So
here,
like I
same
loved playing through Let's Go Pikachu. Like that's probably the first full red and blue / yellow playthrough I've done in years. And I mean, we still might get Let's Go Johto one day. So I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but I did want that announcement, even if they did announce it with Diamond and Pearl still. Like I didn't want one or the other. Yeah. And then Legends is what everyone wants. Legends is what Pokemon and Game Freak have clearly been building to, and it's still not even the last step. We started with the wild area in Sword and Shield, and then we got an even bigger wild area in the DLCs, and now we have this, which is going to be completely open world, supposedly, with no load walls anywhere.
I hope it is.
Huh?
Did they say that it was?
Yeah,
It doesn't. Didn't
they said it was open world, single player.
Pokemon Company did?
Yeah.
I did not see that they said anything about it being open world.
Yeah, it's supposed to be an open world RPG, just like, I mean, to the same extent that like Breath of the Wild is.
I missed that. I heard them say it was an action RPG, but I did not hear it saying that it's going to be completely open world this time around.
I would dare, from what we saw the screenshots, if it's not, I would be extremely surprised. Maybe
I mean, like
going into houses or something might have a scene transition.
Right.
But I mean, the end goal is obviously the next 5 years is the Pokemon MMO. Like, I mean, it's clearly what we're building to, and they're just doing it in tiny steps instead of what we've wanted for 10 years.
Yeah, that's true. I just hope that they didn't, like, 90 seconds of video. I hope they're not just showing us what is like a bigger wild area than the last one. And, I don't want to hope that it's open world completely and then it's not like in the end. Like,
I don't think it's going to be just a bigger wild area. I think that's what they're building towards, is just an open world. Because I mean, it's like you said, it's single player, and I'm sure we haven't seen what the end game is. Like you said, I mean, we're like a year and a half away at minimum. Probably it's probably going to be holiday 2022.
No, it's early 2022.
Early 2022.
They said.
You guys ever seen a game release on time in the last 3 years?
But we've never even seen a game announced by the Pokemon Company to be released in the early part of the year, which is very interesting to me.
I think it's a built-in buffer. I'm almost. I just don't see why would they release it after Christmas.
Well, I think the idea, because it's helpful, I think, for one, that they're not the ones doing the Diamond and Pearl remakes, which means that they're pouring an extra, instead of releasing the game this November, they're pouring an extra 5 to 6 months into it to be able to release it next spring instead. So I kind of do believe that they could really be doing it in a different time frame than they usually do.
If what we saw yesterday was the most up-to-date visuals of what they've been working on, I hope it's holidays 2022. I think they need a lot more development time on it. I mean, even to get it to Breath of the Wild look. Like, I mean, they've shown some side-by-sides of just like looking out over the cliffs and like the trees. It just looks a little empty, which is totally fine for placeholder graphics. But
right. Yeah, I just mean that the Pokemon Company has almost always hit their release marks when they say, they say late 20 whatever. It's every game has come out in November of as at least as far back as the last few gens. So with a lot, I mean, to take a look at like Cyberpunk 2077, where it's like it was going to come out 9 different times and then it didn't. But I have more faith in the Pokemon Company and hitting their release dates than I do a lot of other game developers.
I won't be mad. I just want it to be done and done right, mostly.
Yeah.
Because it does look, I mean, it's definitely, it would be a shame to release it too early and not see, and the negative feedback being reflective of the underdeveloped game more than the idea behind it. Because an open world Pokemon catching game is definitely what we want if it's done right. So it'd be a shame for them to see like, oh no, this was bad. Let's go back to, like you said, 25 years of wake up, son.
Yeah.
You gotta go see the professor. But yeah, and yeah, I mean, it's they have a lot of fill time. I'm sure they have to have something, because there was, like you said, there was barely any game shown. Like besides literally the throwing of the Pokeball and then like what, having your seemingly one follower attacking another Pokemon to weaken it first. Like that can't be the only game loop. That's not a game. That's
right.
You need something. So you'd like to think, and it is weird thinking that's going to be single player, because if it was multiplayer, you'd be like, well, yeah, there's tons they could do. You could run into other people like in Sword and Shield, and maybe there's like just like more, what would you call it, more accurate battles. Like, you know, we do dumb stuff in Pokemon, like take a level 90 Pikachu and go fight a Dragonite, and we're all like, haha, dummy. But you know, in real life it'd be like, bye Pikachu, you are nothing to me. Like if like the battles were more accurate, whereas like if you wanted to go fight and capture a legendary, you couldn't roll up with your even a strong squad by yourself. Like you got to roll up with the boys and be like, hey, we're here to do some work because we respect your power level, which is something the Pokemon games do not do. It's just like anyone can beat anyone if you believe strong enough, which is great, but it's geared, obviously, as they gear games to kids and their now 25-year older original clients, you need more than that.
I can't help but imagine that's how you show up to a raid. We respect you. We're here.
That is how I show up to a raid. Like I roll up on a 1-star and I'm like, I'm going to use my baby Shinies to beat you. And then I roll up to a legendary raid. I'm like, I know I can't solo you. My boys, we're going to do this. And you're going to be shiny and you're going to be a hundo. And I'm going to be happy. Because we respected you. I didn't try to solo you. Oh, hey, Pelo, what's up?
Hey, what's up? I didn't want to interrupt. But hey, everyone.
How you doing?
Nothing much.
You got any thoughts on the Pokemon Day announcements?
I'm really excited, like you guys, for Snap. Like that was what I was listening for you to talk about. I think I'm gonna play Snap today. What else? I don't know. Like I'm really excited about the open world thing. I know that they were, as you guys mentioned, like you can see like little glitches and stuff, and they said that's not final game footage and everything. But I also thought about it myself yesterday. Like last time they were like, this is not final game footage, and everybody was like, oh, those trees look really scuffed and everything. And I mean, the trees didn't change, right? And I don't know. But I was also talking to a friend, and he was like, yeah, sure, maybe they have like a learning curve for these kinds of games. And maybe this is like the start, you know, maybe the next game is going to be better in an open world scenario. So I'm also really excited about the feudal aspect, like the historical aspect. How it's like based on feudal, like, I don't know, is Sinnoh Japan? Like Bobby probably knows.
Sinnoh. What is Sinnoh based on?
Unova is New York, right?
Sinnoh's not based on Japan. Unova's based on New York. Kanto's based on Japan. Kalos is based on France. Alola, Hawaii. Galar is UK. I'm not sure what Sinnoh's based on. Sinnoh
Great,
and
you
Hoenn,
know
I'm
all
not
the
sure.
ones except the one we need to know.
I know, sorry, but
But yeah, basically they were like saying how it's like feudal Pokemon, which is crazy because feudal Japan is really interesting in the story. So maybe some Japanese aspects of culture will come into play. I don't know. I really like that they said this is gonna be more rough than your normal Pokemon game. So I think the aspect of not having enough technology, not having Pokemon centers everywhere, not having Pokemon arts everywhere, maybe it'll like add a survival kind of thing into the game. Like grab some materials here, make your own Pokeballs. I don't know. That'd be amazing if I could play like kind of a Minecrafty without the building aspect, of course. You know, like a survival kind of Pokemon. That'd be cool. Like, but I'm also scared that um, Pokemon also does this thing where they always want their mainline games to be exactly the same, and then they branch off to something like in GameCube, and they try something new that does really well, but they just don't continue it because they don't feel like it should overtake the main line. So I don't know how it's gonna fit into all the mess that you were talking about. Like, when is the next Let's Go happening? I don't know if there's gonna be a Let's Go happening because I don't like there was no Pokemon Colosseum 4, you know? There was no I mean there's a new Pokemon Snap that's a remake, but I don't know. That's a very lucky. That was like very lucky on our part to like pressure. Sorry. Give me a sec. But yeah, that's what I was thinking about yesterday.
and Sinnoh is based on Japan. Just to
Oh,
update.
there we go. Basically Japanese feudal game. This is with Pokemon. Like that sounds amazing, right?
If they announce that there's not only are there no Pokemon centers yet, there's just no Pokemon healing abilities at all, and just becomes a roguelike, and you're just like, once you die, you just start over. Just like, sorry, try again.
Like a mainline Nuzlocke would be
yeah.
amazing.
Yep. It's just like, oh, you caught that Pokemon, but you let it die.
Yeah, like revives are really hard to craft or something.
Pokemon die. I'm sorry.
Yeah, imagine if revives were like really hard, like to craft or like to get, because those are like really hard, like very new technology or whatever. So you don't really want to like fade your Pokemon all the way down. You gotta watch for crits, and like that would be interesting, you know? I don't know. We'll see.
We'll get that modded in if that's not how it is in the movie. Well, that's mostly about what I had, guys. I guess kind of wanted to wrap it up with, like I said, talking about personal projects. If anyone wants to talk about, share anything they've done over the last month or two, or what they're planning on doing. Can be anything inside Pokemon Go, outside, AR, non-AR, anything at all. So I'll just open the floor up for that, and then someone will start talking.
Okay. I think my personal project is to actually start posting again.
Very good, Steve.
Yeah, I think I've done maybe 10 posts this year. Life is just you need to take a break sometimes, and so I've probably got enough photos to keep me going for like 2 months. It's just getting the energy every day to sit down, put my watermark on, and post it. So I'm gonna start getting back on track, doing my every 2-day post. But yeah, I saw a lot of really good engagement at the start of the year. Actually, I know that in our last conversations we were saying we saw a lot of Instagram engagement go down at the back end of 2020, and I don't know about anyone else, but of the posts that I have put up in January and February, I've actually seen a lot more growth and a lot more engagement. So so I'm looking forward to getting back into it and seeing that grow.
Well, that's good. Because we were all talking and we were like, if Steve doesn't start posting again, we're going to have to, expelled, I guess would be the term for the school of AR. We have to expel you. No, but yeah, breaks are important always. It's probably one of the most important things to learn, and probably the hardest thing to do is to stop. And then also to start again is also equally as hard. But stopping when you know you should stop is important.
Yeah, it's hard, and I think I just reached a natural point of opening Instagram and just thinking, you know what, I'm just gonna close it again.
Not today, Instagram.
And then for like 10 days not really open it at all, and then realize actually I'm being a really unreliable human being right now to all the friends I said that I'd do stuff for. So I think I'll get back into it and get those photos posted.
Yeah, what I think you should think about is like, you're not being unreliable, you're doing this because you need it, you know. Like if you really don't feel like posting, you're just being human. I mean, we're not robots to be like making content every day. So and we all have our like challenges in life. So I just say, like, you are an amazing content creator, and you brought many smiles to me and to other people before. So just do it whenever you have time. Like, do it because you like it, you know, just in your own time.
Agree. It's a creative release.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for the support.
Speaking of robots who pump out content, King, you got something. No, you got something.
I feel like I've just been enjoying doing like the Fab Fun hashtag by J_D0013. And I think
did you memorize that, or did you just look it up just to make sure you had it right?
It rhymes. It rhymes. So I can remember it. I was a rapper in my past. But yeah, I think I've enjoyed having like some sort of continuous stimulus to kind of create content for. I think it takes away the pressure of me having to try and come up with ideas. If I know this is the theme for the day, then okay, make something based on that. When there's no sort of theme, it's like, okay, what am I going to randomly put together today? And then it's almost like half-hearted effort trying to make something. So I kind of prefer when there's something to kind of tell me what to do rather than coming up with something myself. Me and Johnny got one last post. Like, we've been doing loads of battle series of photos with all of the sort of regions so far, and we've got one last post to make for Kanto, which hopefully we can get out this week or early next week. That we're working on that, but other than that, as soon as that's done, I've got no idea what's coming up.
Those have been really cool.
Yeah, they have been cool. Really
and
good.
they were by accident a bit. We were just talking about PvP, and it just happened.
I think we did the first one, really enjoyed it, and you're like, you know what? Let's do all of them.
Yeah, for all seasons.
It was a task to do all of them, though.
Season gens.
Yeah. You should sell it as an idea for. I mean, it's just basically Smash Brothers with Pokemon. So
I know. I
mean, they need to take Pokken. Was it
Pokken? Yeah.
Is it called Pokken? Yeah, Pokken somewhere. Because I think I'd prefer it more as like Smash Brothers than like as Tekken. Mm-hmm. I'm really not a huge fighting game person, but I'll play some Smash. Like,
it's great. I love Smash.
Yeah, I grew up more with Tekken than Smash, but I haven't played Pokken yet. Only seen a bit. It didn't call out that much. Don't know why.
It's all right. I mean, I gave it a go.
Fun. Yeah.
It's cool just being able to control Pokemon directly. I think any like weird side game that gives you control of the Pokemon is always really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why Unite.
Oh yes, that's what I'm looking for. I really want to play Unite.
I don't know if my girlfriend's still watching, but she doesn't know about my League of Legends days. And man, when Pokemon Unite comes out, it's gonna be. I don't know how I'm gonna play Pogo Like the first week it's out, Pogo's definitely suffering. Like there better not be an event because it's gonna be work, home, unite.
Well, you know how the Pokemon Company works. There'll be an event in Pogo. There'll be an event in Sword and Shield. There'll be as when they release Unite.
I'll just pray that it's like a recycled shiny. Like I got that one ready. So be
I don't
with
think
my luck, it'll be like
there's
Dino. It'll be like, hey, guess what's coming out with Unite? It'll be like a third Charizard. Let's be honest.
Oh no, my boyfriend, or rather Francie, is in. Play Unite with you.
The skins,
he's also League of Legends, I think.
Even the few skins from Unite I've seen are so good. Like you can tell they're not going to take themselves super serious. So you're going to get like those fun League skins, like the Venusaur.
Yeah,
It's going to be better.
Yo, what do you normally play? Like what role?
In League.
Yeah.
When I played a lot, one sad thing is I used to play jungler a lot, so there's doesn't seem to really be that jungler role. But I usually do like playing support. I don't like AD carries. Like I'm just not that person that wants to throw the team on my shoulders. I usually either play support or like a tank support.
I really like playing support as well.
What was that, King?
Is Unite going to be on the phone? Is that a phone game?
Yes, it's going to be mobile and Switch. And
yeah, I think so.
I don't want to say the PC thing for sure. I know it's definitely mobile and Switch. I don't see why they wouldn't put it on PC. At bare minimum, you would definitely be able to use like a mobile emulator to play it on your computer, even if you're playing the mobile client, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play support because I used to. The only MOBA I played was Paragon. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was destroyed by Fortnite because they were made by the same company, and they were like, "Oh yeah, Paragon is not as popular. You know what? Turn it off."
I mean, to be fair, Paragon was not as good.
I know, but I really liked it, and I loved playing support.
Well,
so
if you like that, you just go play like Smite or something, or
yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll start again on a MOBA with Unite and see how it goes.
Unite's, I mean, I saw they leaked that Charizard footage. It's like a solid 5 minutes of gameplay. I mean, it looks good enough. At first I was a little worried there'd just be like super mobile battle arena games are, where it's just like maybe like two abilities and like just real dumbed down because it's a mobile game, so you only got so many thumbs. But it looks like it's going to be a full-fledged, full 4 abilities plus, your ultimate or whatever. I didn't see any items, but that might just be something they haven't implemented, or it's just going to be done differently because Pokemon don't have backpacks or pockets. So,
but they do have held items in the games.
Yeah. I mean, even if it was just one held item a game, it'd be something. It's just another layer of something to add, which is what those games really need, or at least need to be added soon after release, or metas just get figured out and then you just play the same game over and over and over again. I digress. Tuula, Bobby, any plans or things you've done or want to talk about?
Well, I brought back Pokemon Quiz yesterday, which is a thing that I've done. I used to do weekly, just to introduce people to Pokemon facts unrelated to Go, usually main series facts or anime facts. Brought that back with a Sinnoh themed one. I put it in my, if you don't know, I put it in my story, and usually do like 5 questions, and it's just a little quiz just for fun. So I may start doing more of those. But other than that, just trying to post a little bit more, trying to do more stories. I was trying to do reels for a little bit, like Instagram reels, but kind of got over that kind of quick. So mostly just keeping it to posts and stories. I don't really get out as often, like 2 kids. Usually if I'm out, I'm with them. I'm not, it's like, and they're 1 and 3 years old. So it's not like I can just be like, sit here and I'm going to go do this for 15 minutes. I kind of got to be like with them the whole time.
You don't pull the Clerks, like the
big
one watches the fat one. Like.
Yeah. So when I do get out, and I try to shoot a bunch of pictures and then just need to edit them later and post them. So yeah, just trying to do that and keep the posts up. And yeah.
King loves reels, by the way. I don't know if anyone's been checking out King's reels. King's like making almost commercial quality reels. We're getting there.
Too long, honestly. I'd love to make more of them, but I just feel like they take so long. I honestly don't know. When there was like the whole thing about Instagram wants you to post more reels and all of that sort of stuff, like I just don't get how you can put out that many in a week. I can't do it. To make one, I've got to like have that much sort of energy, time commitment. Got to be bothered enough to like sit there and like cutting little clips just to make something that can only be 30 seconds long. It takes too long.
Yeah. Even though like the reelagrammers are super cringe sometimes, you gotta hats off to the grind that they put in for people to put out like multiple reels a day.
I know.
Yeah, the thing is with augmented reality, you will need a lot more time than just doing some other videos like filming your cat or whatever fun things you can do. It's
you
just
can say it, Tuula. You want to be an Instagram reel dancer? It's fine. Y'all gotta make money. Get up there and do your floss.
No. No, it's really just you can't put that much content out there in a short time. That's just not doable, and that's why I'm not doing any reels at the moment. For one, it just takes a lot of time, and then again, I can't just go outside, and because doing a reel in my apartment is just the worst decision you could make, and it's not working. I don't have the time. I don't have the space. I can't do it. And then there's the next thing with Instagram just destroying my reach so much. It's ridiculous. None of my posts go above 1,000 views. Usually I'm at 600. It's just I don't see why I should put much more effort into anything. I love what I do and I will continue doing it, but doing something just because the algorithm wants me to do it and I know it won't work out in the end, it's just
frustrating.
Demotivation.
Yeah. I feel like it's random sometimes. I think I did one with Mega Ampharos, and I put so much effort into that reel, and that reel didn't do well at all. Then there was a one that I didn't put as much effort into, and that one did really well. So it's like I feel like there's no method anymore. I used to believe there was. That's
probably why the people who do the reels it's just the numbers games. Like throw them all out there, and eventually you'll get enough that stick that hit like the front page or whatever it's called on Instagram and the cover page, I guess, and just take off.
Yeah. Also, the thing is that what you said earlier today, with trying to post the recent event Pokemon or recent Shinies from community days or other events and stuff. I know some people who do it and they recommended me doing the same. And I did for a while. I did it more than a year ago for a while. Didn't work out. Then I switched back to my usual things. I really hate social media in this aspect because it destroys creativity, and it's just why does a absolutely boring picture from front with the new shiny or just a screenshot from a shiny, why does this picture get so much more reach than something that is really artistic? That's just
I know.
It's
King's over here
I
like,
can't find the words. And that's the biggest problem of social media. It destroys creativity, and it really kind of supports this mass uploads, non-superficial content. It's stupid. It's beyond stupid. And you can try whatever you want, but even if you try to make the most amazing pictures out there, the algorithm still just tosses them in the trash bin or something. It's
and that's just like, that's the algorithm, right? And that's like that's Facebook's doing. I mean, before Facebook owned Instagram, right? When in Instagram, I mean, they moved to an algorithm before, but like when they had the chronological timeline, or no, Facebook bought them, but they kept the chronological timeline for a little while before they moved it into an algorithm. And I mean, I had a previous Instagram account, and it was when I used it with the chronological timeline, you know, you just knew your stuff was getting seen by your followers, at least, because they were just scrolling through their timeline, right? And they would just see what they missed between last time they were on and this time. And when they moved to the algorithm, it just changed everything, right? Because it was like pay to be seen rather than your followers just get to see your stuff because they follow you. And it was really disheartening. I mean, like I stopped my previous Instagram account that I had before doing all this stuff because of that. It was just like, it wasn't that, I mean, I still liked posting stuff in it, but it's like, if nobody's seeing it, why post it? I can just see it myself on my phone. Like, you know, so it is disheartening that this happens, because, you know, you do put a lot of work into stuff, and then maybe some people don't like it, and that's fine. It's, if people don't like it, it's one thing, but if people aren't getting to see it, it's a completely different situation, right? Like, I wouldn't mind if people didn't like something, maybe they critique it, or maybe they tell me why or what, how I can improve it. That's fine. But if no one's even seeing it to be able to tell me if they like it or not, that, I mean, what's the point at that point, you know? So I totally feel that.
I just say, and even for like people who are starting up thinking about trying to be like AR photographers or just editors or whatever, like just do it for yourself. Like don't think about the numbers anymore. I think there was a point where I clearly was looking at the numbers and seeing the reach. And then there was a point where I was like, you know what, I am going to post daily, but that's because I want to have that sort of half an hour a day to kind of just disconnect from work life and everything else, disconnect from talking to anyone else. Because when I'm editing, it's literally, that's the zone that I'm in. It's like, it literally is just a hobby of, that's the zone I'm in. And then whatever happens. It's like, for example, mine and Johnny's sort of work, we've put so much effort into them, but they haven't broken numbers that other random ones that I've made have. But it doesn't really matter, because I love the fact that when we look back on that set of pictures, like that's a project that was more of a passion project that we enjoyed. And I think that's literally the way that people have to see it. So if they want to get into being a content creator, is just do it for yourself. Stop caring about the numbers, because there isn't a method to kind of get what you want.
But that's the world we live in.
Yeah. But you are right. I mean, King, you are right. Like, you do have to kind of do it for yourself. Like, do it for what you like to see, because in the end, you're probably the one looking at your profile more than anybody else is anyway, right? So you know, do what you like and put it out there. I mean, I know everybody here on this call, like I love looking at all your pictures, and it inspires me to continue posting stuff and making new stuff and things like that. So even if like Instagram isn't letting everybody see your stuff, you know, the people here, I mean, I'm seeing your stuff and I think it's great. And like, it is unfortunate that it doesn't always get out there, like with the reach not being as high as it should, but like, keep doing it, because, you know, for the people who do get to see it, I mean, I love seeing it. So, you know, I think just keep posting.
All right. We're approaching quickly the 2-hour mark.
Not that long, yeah.
I'm gonna shoot Pelo and Johnny a chance to talk about anything that they're doing, wrap up this segment, and before ARtographer kills me when I give him a 2-hour video later. There's supposed to be like 4 people in 30 minutes. I swear that's what I said.
Yeah,
I'm bad.
I've been doing the February challenge. Yeah, it is easier when you're assigned something to do, at least with a nod to a topic. than to create something out of thin air, or on a daily walk you look at a tree or a sidewalk, and you take a mental picture of a Pokemon there, and then you try to recreate that. The only things I've been doing or trying to do is continue the anime recreation. I'm stuck on an episode where you clearly don't remember the anime, but the muck the muck episode. I don't know if anyone recalls it. The
Which
one
one?
where the muck and the
Ah,
Magnemite, where Pikachu's got a cold, the Magnemite is attracted to it, and Ash catches muck.
You remember that?
Yeah,
partly, yes.
We're gonna
Yeah,
start a
exactly.
school of AR
There-
watches.
he catches muck, and the scene I've decided to try and recreate, it's inside the power plant. So I don't have many computers or a setting which I think is close to it. So I've been stuck on that for a while. But I've been thinking about the manga. I don't know if anyone read it, Pokemon Adventures. You should. It's really, yeah, it's online as well, I think. It's really good because it shows different aspects to it, a more realistic and an adult approach to it in terms of some Pokemon entries, like those creepy entries about Drifloon and Hypno and all that, and the manga addresses that a bit more, and there's a real life danger to it, more or less, like opposed to the anime, where when Pikachu uses Thunderbolt on Team Rocket, and they get all burned animation, and 2 seconds later they're all fine. And the manga, there's, if someone gets burned, if someone gets poisoned, it prolongs for a while, and it's a bit more realistic. And there are scenes there that I would like to try and recreate with Pogo, because there's an iconic scene from the manga that most people don't really know about, where a Charmeleon cuts an Arbok in half.
Oh, I saw that. I don't know if you posted it in your story or something.
No,
but
I haven't done it. I think I saw it a while back, but yeah, a more adult approach to it, and it is fun, and I like the story. I've got them here. It's these 4 boxes here.
Hmm.
Those are all the mangas.
The mangas that I have so far. It's first gen, second gen, third gen, and then this one is the Battle Frontier and the Deoxys arc. It's like the post game for Fire Red and Leaf Green, plus the Battle Frontier. I gotta order the Diamond and Pearl ones, because these 3 more or less are connected to each other. In this one, all the previous heroes gang up to save the day. On this one, I have no idea if Diamond and Pearl have any connection to the past, since it's the one of the first since Hoenn cuts ties with previous generations. No evolutions, no new evolutions, and Sinnoh reintroduces some new evolutions to older Pokemon. Don't know if the manga is going to do the same, but
Interesting.
It's definitely worth making, because it's quite niche what you're doing. You may as well have a hashtag that goes with it. So if you're going to do more than one of the same type of photo where it kind of links with the manga or the anime, have some sort of hashtag that goes with it. And
I did for
eventually,
the anime episode recreation. That's
Yeah.
the it's more than a year old. Don't know if for manga I'm gonna give it like what we do with the weekly hashtag, like a PKMN something, so
yeah,
we know it's easier for us to get to. But yeah, mainly that. The only other thing I had regularly was my adventure with getting the gym badges with a team, but that was for Kolar, and he just disappeared out of the map. So don't know if that will have an end or not.
All right, Palo, anything? I know.
Yeah, I was looking at some TikToks about the manga also, and I thought they were like interesting. I think that's where I saw the image of the Charmeleon cutting down the Arbok. Um, I'd recommend you guys, like, if you want to try it out, you guys could go on TikTok and post your pictures. Like, I'm not like, there's some trends, many of the trends. You'll start like scrolling and they'll be like, oh yeah, show, if you're a photographer, show your best picture, your most favorite picture, like stuff like
Yeah.
that, you know?
Is that your TikTok?
And sounds kind of cheesy and stuff, but like it, like images there do go or do organically grow. Like I can't believe that I posted a video and I was at 70 followers and now I'm at 1,571, and it's like I don't know, days, a week. So for me, it's gonna be I think because I saw that TikTok is like a very uncharted place for Pokemon content. Like it was basically filled with people doing
Card openings.
yeah, like things that are more of the I don't know, like younger kid style, you know? That you got like all the dances and stuff.
But I
And
noticed
there's
that some of the reels that you've been putting out on Instagram are the TikTok trends, and you've just made them a Pokemon
oh yeah,
version. Like,
exactly.
like the hands one, I saw you do that one.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, and I think it's fun, you know. I wanted to try it out, and I've been having a lot of fun. And sorry, I'm mid battle here.
Go focus.
Yeah, I've been loving it, and okay. So what I was saying is that it's really easy to make the content. Like for me, I've decided to stop like worrying about the I gotta make it look perfect, like the screen recording, and then cut it down and then edit it and stuff like that. So for me, it's just like screen record, and I don't care if you can see the cam logo, and if it's like I'm just gonna do it because I like it, you know, like what we were talking about. And I'm gonna focus my Instagram because I haven't grown one bit in a year. Like I started the year with 18,600, and then I went to 18,900, then I went to 18,100, and then I went to 18,600, and now I'm back at 18,100. So honestly, there's no growth in Instagram, and I'm sad to say that because it was my favorite platform, honestly. So I don't like saying it, but for me, Instagram is taking a bit of a backseat. I'm gonna do mostly like do my AR pictures because I love traveling and I love taking the AR pictures and stuff. But really, what's it's gonna be for me is just like post once every week, 3 times a week, post what I already make for TikTok on Instagram, engage with you all in my stories. Like I did the new hashtag thing, like hashtag PeloPogo, so I can like feature like news and stuff and people that share interesting stuff. Because that way I can like keep engaging with the community, because that's what I like the most about Instagram is a community that we've built.
Agreed.
The app, I hate it. Like honestly, it's become a very bad app. It used to be much better, right? So de nada, muchas gracias a ti, Rafitor. But yeah, so now I'm focusing more on the TikTok thing because I noticed that because it's filled with young people content, there's no our audience content. So you know when we started AR, right, in Instagram, and there was no one, and then you start pushing content, and then all these people were like, "Oh, I'm getting into this niche," and the niche started going like crazy, and there were like content creators everywhere, and we were all active, and everybody was getting hundreds of likes in their pictures, and we were all having a ton of fun. So right now, there's basically no Pokemon Go in TikTok. I'm not kidding. Like, I I remember a year ago, I searched hashtag Pokemon Go, and all the videos that I got to see were videos from 2016. So I am Risen, and there's this guy that I have never seen before. He's basically just a TikTok creator. Are the two biggest content creators in English, and they got Pokedaxi started in TikTok, and he's got like 160,000 followers. I am Risen. He's a great friend. I met him in Pokemon Go Fest. He started his YouTube channel, didn't go well. He did Instagram, went very well, and then Instagram just pushed him out of the algorithm, which was really unfair because he has like good content, you know, like he's a cool guy. I like his attitude and everything, and he's very passionate about what he does. And then he goes into TikTok, and now he has like 80-something thousand followers, 86,000 followers or something like that. So the growth there is crazy. And I noticed that there was no one making Pokemon Go content in Spanish. So I'm gonna start doing that and basically like do like the news, like couple of gaming does like share infographics that are already in Instagram. But there's a lot of people that have resistance to switch platforms like we do, right? We are the perfect example. We're not going into TikTok for our news, right? We're going into Instagram. So there's people that they're like 7 years old, 13 years old, and they don't like Instagram, you know? And there's a big audience. There's more people that are on that age range in the world than in our age range. So and they play Pokemon Go. So me pushing out content there is really helping me feel like I'm doing something I love. One, feeling like the things I love doing are getting recognition. Feel like I don't know, like it's got like new creative thing over here in my head, because now I'm thinking about different things I can create, and it's been fun. Like I watched a ton of TikToks, and after that I was like, you know, I watched the song that's like ni ichi ni sen, and I was like, yo, these people are like dancing like this, and you know who does that? Perogly, you know, or like what's the name? The cat?
Yeah,
Pokemon? Purloin. There we go. So I was like, I'm gonna do that, you know? And
I can do that. Maybe
I don't want to dance, but I can make Pokemon dance, right? Yeah, so that's what I've been in, and yeah.
Right.
Sadly, like I love AR pictures, and I think that the only way AR photography is gonna grow is that if we get like a crazy overhaul in the AR system. But for that to happen, we need a lot of help from Niantic and like having 5G and everything. Mm-hmm. So for now, I'm gonna focus on liking playing Pokemon Go and sharing all that stuff that I didn't used to share on Instagram, because I used to share only AR photography. I'm gonna share my play, my tips, and my everything, because we are great players. Hex is crazy good player in Pokemon Go, and he knows tricks that he can teach to many people in the street. Like, we're not average players. We play every day, you know. And so I'm just like stonking on that, basically.
Yeah, it's good.
The next AR will be live on TikTok.
Maybe.
I really like this though. I really like this picture.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was an idea by Larry. She was like, "Oh, this thing like hits you, so you should like go Matrix." And I was like, "Okay."
It's weird how your girlfriends always like want to do things that cause you physical harm, but not really. Like they're like, "Oh, look, this thing will punch you in the face. Let's do it. It'll be funny." And I can imagine it really happening to you for just a second.
Yeah, it was really fun, and I got hurt taking that picture, because it's kind of hard to like do like pressure with your legs and also go back, and so after a while of trying to do the perfect picture, my legs hurt a bunch, but it was fun. It was my workout for the month. You know?
For the month.
So yeah. January, February for me super fun, because I have this I don't like New Year's resolutions, but I like the idea of New Year's resolutions.
Mhm.
So January, February is always when like I dive into something. Like I'm like, screw this December rut. I'm going to learn something new or do something different or be someone else. And this year, as you guys all know, maybe not everyone listening, but it was pixel art this year. Like I was just straight up, I bought lessons, I bought this giant freaking drafting tablet. I just like to throw myself into a new hobby. And so that's what most of mine, and that's what my plan for the next month is. Now that I've secretly been learning for 2 months, I'm now a little more comfortable sharing stuff. And so I've decided to resurrect the AR Pixelmon hashtag, but only use my pixel art instead. So y'all better be ready to see some kind of semi-derpy pixel art Pokemon coming on my channel, because that's what I'll be putting out. I had fat Squirtle yesterday. Didn't notice until it was too late. I sent it out to Mystic Musetta. I was like, here you go. You asked for a Squirtle, so I drew one. And I was like, oh man, he's a little chunky. He's a little fat. But he's already made and he's out there in the world now. So that's been really
Where can I see that?
Think? You think?
Mystic Musetta.
I think it was perfect.
Yeah,
it was good.
Well, I posted
it's not fat or something.
And they posted.
Oh no, it's really well done, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah,
brilliant.
you can move.
Beautiful.
It's definitely. It's not the hardest. I have zero artistic ability in my body. Like if you told me to doodle something, like you better be prepared for like a 5-year-old drawing. Pixel art's a little bit different, and it helps that like I'm doing Pokemon, so like I know what they're supposed to look like. Yeah. So it's more like it's like tracing, but you're obviously not actually just tracing it. Like I'm making it, but like you have something to look at and you're like, okay, it's supposed to be roughly this shape. And then you just basically just mess around with different color blocks to do shadowing, which is easily the funnest. Weird. My favorite thing to do with my AR pictures is the shadowing in the edits. And my favorite thing to do now in pixel art is like, slightly change the color a little bit and actually like make a 2D object have some depth. That's really fun.
I think you should record those in like, how do you call them when they're like fast hyperlapse?
Yeah, I almost did that with the Squirtle, but I decided it's harder to do it on this thing. Like
can you do like OBS or like record with OBS?
That's what I have to do. You have to use like a PC screen recorder. Like I also have a Pixel program on my tablet, which would be really easy to do that because you just download just like a screen recording software like we already use. Oh. And which I will probably once I'm a little more comfortable and like you don't even want to know how many times that Squirtle head got erased before. Like no one wants to watch the hyperlapse. Like 3 6 squares, nope. 7 squares, nope. 8, nope. To get the ratio right, it's really weird. Like there's some things that are easier to do when you're creating something new, and some things that are hard to do when you're trying to recreate something that's there. Because like Squirtle's head is Squirtle's head. Like there's a shape to it. There's a ratio to Squirtle head to Squirtle body. So like when you're recreating something, you easily know that you're doing it wrong because it doesn't look right at all. But when you're creating something of your own, you just doodle away because it doesn't matter. Like that doesn't look like Squirtle. It's like, well, it's not Squirtle. Yeah. Friggin' magic Easter bunny vampire thing I'm making. Like, I think it doesn't have to have a shape.
Yeah, that thing that you're doing is like really easy to do on TikTok. Like there's a bunch of artists that do like.
Halo, were you paid by TikTok to come in here?
They give me like 1 cent for every invitation.
Every time you said TikTok.
Like you have a referral link on TikTok, so I'm gonna share you all my referral link, so we can stunk. But really, like you could like record yourself like adding color for a bit. And then that's
I've seen them.
Like record a final product. Yeah, exactly.
I've seen them on Instagram Reels too. Like,
you should do that, dude.
That's like, my biggest problem with Instagram Reels. I like the ones I've made, like of my I do like the hyperlapse of the editing.
Yeah.
and I like them, and they get pretty decent feedback. But it's like most of my edits are so similar. Like I feel like why?
It's a niche, you know.
Yeah, but like I don't want to post 20 of this basically the same reel with a different picture. Like if I'm not doing something else, if I'm not like taking the shot into like a different app or doing something different, I'm like, well, they could just look at another reel. Like I know that's not how you're supposed to think about it, because there's people that are posting the same 50,000 TikTok dances 8 times a day, and they don't care that the person
AR
watching
pictures
the
every
same
day
one over and over again. But like it's just like a personal thing. It's like if it's not different, why am I posting it?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a personal barrier to get through, I guess. But
you can also post like your catches and everything, because like you go walking a lot, and like I think you bike, right, or something?
I just started jogging again.
Yeah, like
but
honestly,
no one wants to see that because that's just gotcha action.
No, but like you can like share what you ran, you know, the map you always share in your stories, your catches and stuff. Yo, people, I like looking at that. Like honestly, I think it's one of the coolest content I've seen on Instagram. Like,
I'm just gonna hire Palo to be my TikTok manager because I don't personally think I could handle another social media right now. I'm pretty sure I would die. Mostly sure. That being said, I also finished up the Cityscape project last month, which was like a week and a half long, which I really enjoyed, and I hope you guys did and everyone else who saw it. I did a lot of just a really weird, different thing I tried, and especially one of the pictures where it was just like the super hyper unfocused magenta shot, where it was like you almost couldn't tell where the Pokemon was in the picture. Not like I purposely hit it. It just looked like I happened to catch another person walking their dog and just happened to have already had the magenta out there on the sidewalk. And as soon as they walked by, I just snapped it from behind them. So their face isn't in there or anything, but it just looks like they're walking 2 dogs. And it's like, if you don't know if you didn't know as a Pokemon AR and you like just were scrolling through, you never see the Pokemon. It's like that minimalist. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's really cool. I don't know if that's something I'd like pursue and do a whole bunch on purpose, but like every once in a while, like it's just a really different feel.
Yo, look at this glitch.
I thought you had a shiny spirit and I was about to kick you off the call.
Yo, I'm catching a Spearow inside a Spearow.
That's what it looks like. Oh.
Like, I'm gonna see if I can
People
back
have
out.
been posting a lot of weird glitches.
The game's really
game
glitchy lately. The ninja Spearow.
My game doesn't glitch like that. I don't know what's up with y'all's phones, but
I feel like it's the Android thing. I see them happening more on Android phones, like all these random.
I have Android. I guess the last big thing for me is the Ko-Fi page, which thanks to a couple people here and a couple people outside of here, we paid for our first month of Zoom. So
yeah,
February's Zoom payment was paid in full thanks to some very nice donations and a couple commissions. So that's been going well, and I didn't start it as like any type of income supplement, but the fact that I can just put a couple of dollars towards this every month is really nice. And hopefully my hope is that eventually it will detach from this, and that will just be my personal account for doing pixel art commissions in a year or two, if this is a hobby that I stay with and enjoy, which I am now and loving and continue to do, and do things like Twitch emotes and stuff like that through that. So it will.
Whoa.
Yes. Maybe if you're a good friend of mine, I will do some free Twitch emotes for you since you let us use Twitch. But yeah, so that's next month for me will mostly be more Pixelmon. I think will be most of next month.
I've already got an idea for a collab with you.
Ooh.
I'm down to get some emotes.
We can work something out.
I need some alerts.
I can make you some emotes in return to posting some pixel commissions. Get some people going through the site. You know, we can do some.
Yeah, we can do fun
shady,
stuff,
we
dude.
can do some shady alley back.
I can like shout you out on TikTok, dude. Get you a ton of
Don't put me on that.
That's another $2.
I can get you a TikTok referral link for
I
that.
think that, I feel like there was something else I wanted to do next month, but it's escaping me for now. So, yeah. Anyway, next month, thankfully, is at least not going to be as bad as this month for in-game. I'll close on that. We got a community day, and tomorrow we got the event, but so far, at least, March is looking a little easier on the piggy bank, except for the 3 new legendary shinies.
Yeah, except for the 3 shinies that are coming out tomorrow or Monday.
Yeah, but from the schedule they've laid out, I think we only got like 2 or 3 major events. The shiny nose pass one.
Yeah.
They're going to do an incense day for Beldum, Steel and Psychic Pokemon.
Yep.
We got an electric event, I think, as well.
Yeah, that'll be the next new Pokemon addition to the game.
I was surprised they didn't announce the spring event.
They still can.
No, I think they've got something, one of the events, just a title like electric event. I think it's between when spring starts.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get
find that out, but yeah,
I'm sure we'll get at least one more unannounced event. There's too much non-event time right now.
Yeah. They always like announce the general thing, and then like they start announcing the things that happen in the weekends. Like there's always something important in the weekends. So,
but they did something they didn't do for a while now. When they for Alomomola, they didn't announce it would be shiny.
Yeah.
They haven't done that for a year or
surprise shinies.
100%. I am on team. They fucked up and just didn't take it back this time. I don't think that was intentional. So. That's just my opinion. I just think that, I mean, we've seen it before. Aberon on GoFest Day. I mean, it happened. Somehow Magic Shinies become active and deactivated somehow.
Yeah, and Clefairy was shiny as well.
Clefairy too.
I think it was just like, they were just like, we can't backpedal more.
I've been meaning to ask you guys. We're getting a makeup event for Kanto Tour, but did any region have a glitchy hour or period? Because I didn't notice
just the normal,
but nothing to be compensated on. Like
I think, it was Oceanic. Oceanic lost like a solid 45 minutes of their first hour.
Okay, so
like to complete blackout, and then some still had lag for the rest of the day. But I mean, like you said, like in America, I woke up to the announcement of a makeup day. I was like, okay, I still have an hour before it even starts. But sure, if you want to give it to me now. But then I was also thinking like, man, how bad is this about to suck if they're already giving me a free event?
Because,
like, what am I getting myself into?
The only issues I had was some specific hours when another continent was about to start. Probably my 6 o'clock or something was 6 p.m. was when America was probably starting. So, but that's normal. That's normal lag.
Yeah.
But I didn't see, even in Zoe's videos, I didn't see any major issues for Australia, which are the guinea pigs of all of this.
Oh, so Pogo Trainer here is saying in the chat that free players got access to the red and green version. So
I did see that.
But you saw what they announced and then de-announced, right?
Yeah, the shiny Caterpie.
Yeah. Niantic Support tweeted that anyone who got the accidental free Kanto pass instead of Mew at the end was going to get a Caterpie. But that was like almost immediately deleted. So
did you get rid of that?
Yeah, go on Niantic Support Twitter. It ain't there anymore.
One of my accounts got a free one, and then I ignored doing any of the tasks because I assumed it was going to disappear any moment. And then I saw the Caterpie thing, and then I definitely decided I wasn't going to do anything to do with it.
Yeah, I don't know. if that's whatever. But I mean, we're still waiting for any news on the makeup. Who knows what it's going to be? It could be anything from as little as just an hour or two with all of the collections re-unlocked for people who haven't finished it, all the way to another 6-hour day, like a whole one round through. I don't know. I would have thought we would have heard something by now, but I guess not.
Can I do one last cheeky plug?
Yep, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been 2 hours and 10 minutes. Might as well.
Yeah, I don't know how many people watch the whole thing when they do watch it back, but I'll be bringing back the AR Collabs tournament in March, so people can join up in partners and then work together to make photos. Usually it's all pure AR, and they put the pictures together as a collage, and then the voting goes up on my story every single week. There's elimination, and eventually we have 2 people who become winners, the AR tag team champions for this season, if you want to call it that. But yeah, March I'll be bringing it back.
Are you doing teams? Are you gonna do join up and randomly pair people?
Yeah, it'll be people will be randomly paired up. I just think it's the best way of kind of people getting to know others in the community. And I know that sometimes that gives great opportunities for people to work together. Other times people have not worked so well together. So I know that's always the case. I don't know. I mean, I'm open to kind of giving people the freedom if you guys over here think that's what it should be.
No, I was just curious to what you were doing.
What were you going to say, Tuula?
I just wanted to say that I already participated, and at first I was skeptical about the random teams, but I have to say so far it really was a win for both sides, and I had great partners in these 2 tournaments so far. So
yeah, I think obviously
I like the theme and the organization of this.
Yeah, I think obviously the first time I think I allowed too much editing, got my feedback from that. So the second time round I did it so that only the first sort of round where everyone's just kind of saying this is our team, you're allowed to edit in that. But then once it hits elimination, there's no more editing allowed. It's create your 2 photos, choose your own way of doing it, follow the theme, post your photos as a collage, and then we see what happens. But yeah, no set date, but assume second week of March.
All right.
By then I would have organized it.
I have to agree.
I'm probably
that
gonna
I found that good. That was so much fun. Both rounds, both tournaments were really, really fun to play.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, I'd like to thank you guys. Thank anyone who's made it this far. Probably going to break this into 2 parts. Ask the ARtographer to break this into 2 parts, and then just going to assume we all know how to talk for a long time and just have way less topics for next one.
We need an agenda.
Yeah. We need a chess clock. It's like, and start. All right. But
Well,
yeah, again,
maybe just a suggestion for the video edit. I've seen the videos on YouTube that are spliced for topics. Since
Yeah.
we've been talking about topics in this one, it's maybe easier for viewers if they want to see our opinions on specific topics.
sounds
Yeah.
like a lot more work for me.
Or at
So
least,
that
or at least,
time the topic switched.
You're gonna have to watch it all back again.
or at least in the description, saying when we start a different topic. At least in the description.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how much I like you guys. Not you guys. The greater yous guys. Well, with that, I'm gonna click this off. Everyone say goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.